something very, very serious. The FCC is just taking control of the internet as of today. They're not talking about this anywhere. We're talking about, what's going on in Gaza, which is very important. We're talking about what's going on with the war over in Ukraine, but nobody is talking about the FCC taking control over the internet through the Digital Equity Act. It's called the Digital Equity Act. I'm gonna let me bring my screen up here, and I can maybe we could look at this a little bit, just to get a little bit of I want to give a little bit of context of this Digital Equity Act, of what's going on here. Uh, let me type that in. Digital Equity Act. Okay, so basically, as we see the Digital Equity Act, let me change this. So the Digital Equity Act provides 2.75 billion to establish three grant programs that promote digital equity and inclusion. The aim to ensure that all people and communities have the skills, technology, and capacity needed to reap the full benefits of our digital economy. And I mean that in itself sounds really, really great. But as you know, with every bill passed by the government, was buried in that bill, is something for control. Now, as far as the Digital Equity Act, it sounds really good. But as a I don't know of a black person that has been denied access to the internet. If you are a black person that's been denied access to the internet, when you open your tablet and the tablet says no blacks, please DM me and let me know. I mean, it sounds great, but who is being denied internet or wireless systems? Who are these people? I came across a interesting video, like about what's really going on, and I'm gonna play that for you now. I don't know if this a TikTok or what it is, but I want you guys to take a listen to this.
To speed. Folks, while everybody's focused on what's happening in Israel and Gaza, I'm going to bring your attention to a major story happening this week that nobody seems to be covering. The Biden administration is literally steps away from regulating all internet service providers and taking over all internet infrastructure across the United States.
Brendan Carr is calling the Biden administration's digital equality plan for all internet services and infrastructure an awful power grab. He said President Biden's plan hands the administrative state effective control of all internet services and infrastructure in the country. Carr.
Now, he said ISP. For those of you who don't know what an internet service provider is, an internet service provider is basically the highway. It's like an expressway for me to transmit to you, so you can see me, but I'm being transmitted over whatever internet service provider that I have, that being AT&T. But let's go on.
Went on to say the Biden administration's plan empowers the FCC to regulate every aspect of the internet sector for the first time ever.
So let's verify this for ourselves right off the Federal Communication Commission website, right off the government's website. And this is astounding because this is the head of the FCC himself right there. Carr opposes Biden's plan. As always, this is in my sources, so you can check it out and read it for yourself. President Biden's plan sweeps entire industries within the FCC's jurisdiction for the first time in the agency's 90-year history. President Biden's plan allows the FCC to impose unfunded build mandates on ISPs and unlimited monetary fines on every covered entity. The final vote for this is happening pretty much immediately. Next Wednesday, November 15th, the FCC is having their final vote. And if it wasn't for the Commissioner Brendan Carr, we probably never would have heard about it. And I bet they didn't talk about this on your 5 o'clock news.
That is true. And thank this brother, whoever he is, for that. So basically, what's happening is the government wants to take control over every aspect of the internet. Uh, and they're doing this. So let's think about why would they want to do this? Well, first of all, they just can't come out and say, "Hey, we're taking control of the internet," because that sounds too suspicious. So they want to do it in the guise of what they consider this digital equity act. They want to do it in the skies of racism and race and shit. And look, I have never experienced racism. If you've experienced racism when logging in, like I said, please DM me. I don't know. I'm talking to a lot of people. Basically, what I'm seeing is happening is Hollywood is dying. The news outlets, Fox, ABC, NBC, they cannot compete with these podcasts. They cannot compete with the IG skit guys. They can't compete with the TikTokers. So they need control. They want control. They want everybody to play, I guess, by some certain rules. They want you to say what they want you to say. And I just think it's utterly ridiculous. It's a definite huge power grab. They want to get everybody back in the office. You see, because this was freedom. And why would the government want to put his hand in the internet? And I guess what are you going to do? Just turn it into utility? Because I guess what'll happen is if I'm Twitter, like, Elon Musk bought X, and Elon Musk basically bought X to give people the freedom of speech, because they were very, very overly sensitive. And we can't live in a society where people should be canceled or unable to say what they want to say. That's a ridiculous society. That society would be like a socialist or some type of communist society. So they want to just put their hands literally up everybody's ass, and you're gonna have to, just be a muppet. You won't be able to say certain things. And I guess if you get out of line, or if Facebook doesn't agree, if Twitter doesn't agree, you know, they're going to impose sanctions where they probably won't even be able to use the ISPs. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's an overreaching quality of the government, and they shouldn't be putting their hands in this shit, like, at all. They had a thing called net neutrality, and net neutrality was just a fair act, um, allowing me as a broadcaster or a website to use the ISP without a toll or without the information being throttled where you couldn't see the shit. You see what I'm saying? So net neutrality is cool, but this Digital Equity Act is some bullshit, because I don't know who cannot get online. I'm not saying you won't have racist people say stuff or get in your comments, but who is not able to get online or go to Starbucks and get on the Wi-Fi? I just don't know. So this is another attempt by Big Daddy government to just control us even more. And it'll give those entities, because see what's happened. Fox, NBC, all these people have gotten together and say, hey, man, we can't compete. They don't went, talk to the hedge fund people that run the world, that run the country. And they said, hey, we can't compete with all of these content creators. We need to get some control back. We need to control this. And they've agreed. You got Biden. Biden can barely control his he can't even control his stomach, let alone controlling the internet. So it's crazy to me. It's ridiculous, but I thought every